Monkey Rose and Stockton.
My goal when we started this research was to try to find out who Rose Avenue and Stockton Avenue were named after.
And so we start with the map here. You don't see the fairgrounds is there, but you don't see anything else out there.
Yeah.
Jackson Street.
What year was that? 76?
1876.
It's in the upper corner.
Yeah, 76.
Yeah, 76. And this is 81, and you see it hasn't changed in 81 yet.
Well, it won't tell in about 92 before it changed.
Yeah. Well, we do know that the Methodist Protestant Church Ohio Conference purchased the fairgrounds on February 1st, 1894 for $15,000, and they later sold lots on the two new streets, Stockton Avenue, which is named after Reverend T.H. Stockton, and on Rose Avenue, which was named after Reverend Reuben Rose. And this is the map. You can see how it's changed. This is an 1890 map. And notice that Elm Street has not been extended to Stockton Avenue yet.
It's not there yet. But there's Stockton, and there's Rose.
Now, were the lots on the fairground or the lots on Stockton and Rose? Because there was cabins or camp, whatever.
Well, the church camp came
At the church camp, yeah. Because my grandmother, they had one. And I can remember going out there with her, no electricity, but that's where they would go for their meetings.
And that stayed there for a long time.
Yeah, but those were separate from these lots that they're talking about now, right? Is what my question is.
Well,
And that
part
was
of
the date
it,
when they purchased the fairgrounds.
Part of
And the
fairgrounds.
campgrounds.
Yeah,
And the
campgrounds,
streets
yeah.
came later.
Right, but see, they're talking about lots.
Yeah, from those two maps that you had, it looked like
Yeah.
that west side was added to.
They made Stockton, and then they made Rose for the lots they bought. And like you said, the rest then became the campground.
yeah.
That was open through probably the 50s.
Campground.
Oh, okay, so they bought these others.
The 1956.
So most of us knew about the campgrounds, in that particular area, but what you may not have realized is that these two streets were named after Methodist ministers. So I did a little bit of research, and I'm just going to share with you a bio on each man, starting first of all with Thomas Stockton. Thomas Stockton served as the chaplain of the United States House of Representatives in 1833, 1835, 1859, and 1861. He was also the pastor of the First Methodist Church in Philadelphia and the editor of Christian World. Stockton was born at Mount Holly, New Jersey. His father, William S. Stockton, was the founder and editor of the Wesleyan Repository. He joined the Methodist Protestant Church and was closely associated with their founder, Thomas Dunn. Thomas married Anna Roe McCurdy in February of 1828. Thomas and Anna had 11 children. He began his career as a minister as an itinerant preacher in the Eastern Shore region of Maryland. In 1830, he was appointed minister of two Methodist churches in Baltimore. He was involved in the formal organization of the Methodist Protestant Church in 1830. In 1837, Stockton compiled a hymn book. And I might just say before I go on, both of these photos are photos of Reverend Thomas Ewing Stockton. Of course, the one on this side is a younger photo, and then the one on the right in later years. He was minister at the Methodist Church in Georgetown, D.C., while he served as chaplain at the U.S. House. He then served from 1838 to 1847 as a minister in Philadelphia. He next took up a position as minister in Cincinnati, Ohio. In 1850, Stockton attempted to set up an independent, non-denomination church. He was elected president of Miami University, but declined the appointment. Later, in 1850, Stockton returned to Baltimore and the Methodist Protestants. Stockton gave the opening prayer at the consecration of the National Cemetery at Gettysburg. This is the ceremony during which Abraham Lincoln later gave the Gettysburg Address. Reverend Stockton is buried in Section 7, Lot 58 of Mount Moriah Cemetery in Philadelphia.
Here's two pictures of Stockton Avenue. This one, the first one on the left, is standing at where the filling station used to be, looking down. And the other one is standing down there at the corner of Rose and Stockton, looking towards the filling station today.
And Rose Avenue was named after Reverend Reuben Rose, who was born in Virginia on September 20th, 1813, and died March 1st, 1888, at his home in Jeffersonville, Ohio. He's buried in Ferncliff Cemetery in Springfield, Ohio. And we tried to find a picture of this gentleman, Reuben Rose. Didn't have any luck with that, but this is his memorial stone. Reuben was converted in 1830 at 17 years of age and united with the Presbyterian Church, where he remained for 9 years. After mature reflection, because of sympathy with the doctrine of Methodism and his love for the principles of government of the NP Church, he identified himself with that organization, then in its infancy. Reuben was licensed to preach in 1840 and received into the traveling connection of the Ohio Conference. For 47 years, he was actively engaged in the service of the church. He pastored in Richwood for 3 years, from 1873 to 1875.
Thank you.
And this is Rose Avenue. I'm looking at, from the Village Park down towards Jackson, and the other one looking from Jackson down towards the Village Park.